Okay, we want to go ahead and get our depth measurement inside of here. Actually that ends up being right perfectly to that piece there. Went a little close. Get it in right here. Just going to mark right down the very edge of it right here. And we're going to do the same up here at the top. We need to cut underneath this lip right here, going straight back, right in the very edge, to this depth here that we want. Let's go ahead and get that marked up. Alright, well, they're all marked up. We marked it on the inside and the outside, including all the way around up above the top there and all the way down the, well, not down the sides all the way, but I should have hit that in the middle, and I will here in a second. I like to have that on there, and I'll show you why here in a second. I did do that one partially down the middle, and that's good enough. We're going to go ahead now and cut out the very edges all the way back to our mark. Except for on the top, we're going to cut underneath this lip all the way back to that mark right there. Okay, this is fresh after I just got through cutting it out. I went down the edge of this one as we were talking about. Went down the edge of this one as we discussed. And let's see, on the top, I went ahead and cut off these ears. You're not going to be needing that, and I went down the edge of it. Don't worry about knocking off any flash yet or anything, because now it's bending time, and this is what these marks are for. Zoom out here. Get you a pair of pliers here. These are sheet metal locking pliers. Put them on your mark, our handy little mark. Oh, I'll get it in a second. I know I can do it. Alright, lock them down and start bending your aluminum. I'm going to bend the sides first. Let's bend these on in like so. And I'm going to bend this side in, and then I'll bend the top and the bottom just straight down over. Alright, when you get as much bent as you can, it is time to get your hammer out and do a little body work. Just kind of look down it and make sure at the top of it here and try to get it all flush. She's getting there. Go ahead and okie dokie. Now you can get a file if you want to, even though this is going to be covered with a wood plate, and file off some of this stuff here, because especially anything on the inside right here, what you're really going for. All this metal flash right here would gut a fish. Let's get a file and take all that out, because it depends on what you're wanting to do here. In here, maybe one side might be a drink holder, or you could use one side for a storage, whichever. Just run your little file up in here though, if you're going to use them at all. Let's see, that's both of them done now, this side and this side. Now besides doing a little bit more vacuuming, that's that foam. Let's see, it's probably about wood time. I know I need to replace this here, clean out the boat. We need to replace all of that right there with some thick wood, so I can get it cut and measured up and get it doing its water treatment, anti-water treatment. We're going to run these seats down right here all the way to the bottom, but we are going to put an elevated deck in here. We're going to have storage up front, coming down through here, probably to this very first rib, right, first from the seat rib right here. And then from there, we're going to start the elevated deck over so we can put our pin seats in here. Elevated deck is going to go from right here all the way over to the edge of this, and that's going to go all the way down, of course. We're going to run wood down to our deck from there down. If our deck's not that high, that might actually be about right. It might sit on top of that, and that would be cool. That would save a little bit. But either way, let's get started on that now. As you can probably tell, we are starting on the deck. We are going to run these up there to the very, very front, and I want to go ahead and do this because it takes, well, the way I do it, about a week to get this wood water sealed and to get the poly on it good enough, and do it twice a day as usual for about a week on pretty days, and if not, it takes a little longer. The deck here, though, I want to go ahead and try to get in the front at least right here, and so these boards can be drying and getting recoated. We're going to hook them up to here, you know, just standard little connectors you can get down there at any decent hardware store. Now it is time to get some of these screwed in right here, and we're going to, where's that other little rascal at? Well, it hooks to the side of the wood, and I'm going to put it through the rib right here and rivet it through, screw it into them. Then we're going to get started on some supports and some outward supports that come over here, in case any weight's put over here. I'm going to make this good and standable. Alright, we're running these little stainless screws down into here, and they're countersunk. So to countersink these rascals, if I can get it in the picture, we're using this. It's hooked to a screwdriver. It's been adapted to just get on up in here. That real quick. Now we can stick this on down in there and it will flush up. That is what I meant by it sinking in. That's what we're wanting them sunk in. We even went ahead, let me find the little light on here. We even went ahead and pre-drilled the rivet holes. Now we got to take this back off, obviously, and take out these two here. I done put a nut on them just to hold them in place. But we got to take this whole piece back off just to poly it, get it waterproof. So with the rivet holes drilled, we can now take it on back off and start working on that. But I'm going to leave these in for now. I want to make good and sure that all the decking is on here. I want to put the get the whole front deck cut out and all, even the front right here, and go ahead and have it done up, and all of it can be drying at one time.